What does the life of a super crusher look like who plays ultra high stakes for a living? Well, sometimes work is just really good. You don't play exactly like the solver, which would have checked the river, likely because Queen 10 of clubs blocks a lot of Linus's hero calls, which contain the Queen of clubs or the 10 of clubs. But still, you get called off and rewarded. In this case, you even got more value out of it, as King Jack would almost certainly have checked behind the river. Good times. But of course, other times, things are not going well. Against the 3-bet from the small blind, 9-7 suited would just be a fold. Against the check on the flop, the solver would prefer betting. The same goes for the turn. And for the river. Which really hurts when the result is losing against Queen High. But oh well, what is a yearly salary for some other mere humans is just a 36 big blind pot for you. So you can take it. But sometimes things get really dicey. They start out looking good at first, but then get complicated quickly. Getting dealt pocket kings is always a treat, and facing a 3-bet gets you pumped up even more. And even your 4-bet gets called. Unfortunately, one of the worst things next to an ace on the flop is seeing 2 queens. But instead of letting your feelings take over, your mind is in control. That's why you're here, at the top.
I'm ready!
The flop is a quarter range bet, making use of the overall advantage your range has over the big blinds. Getting called, a blank turn doesn't change so much that kings wouldn't still be a value bet. So you nail the sizing by betting 1/3 pot. Giving you all the room so that against another call, you can simply check behind the river. Well, now what many comments under the short video I posted about this hand don't approve is actually a very GTO shove. Kings are always shoving the river according to the solver, and it's not even close. Winning more than 16 big blinds, so $16,000 in this game, compared to checking back. Why? Well, in order to determine whether you can value shove a hand, you want to look at 2 factors. How many worse hands do you get called with? And how many better hands do you get called with? Pretty simple. If more than half of your opponent's calls are worse hands, you have a profitable jam. Otherwise, checking back is better. So let's look at the first part, how many worse hands are calling. According to the sim, the big blind would on the river call more than half of all 9s through jacks and pairs of 8s in form of 7-8 suited, 8-9 suited and 10-8 suited. These would get to the flop with a medium frequency and almost always check call flop and turn. On the other side of the equation, we have hands that beat us. Most obviously trip queens, but also pocket queens, pocket 8s, and slow played aces. And what we can now see on flop and turn is what drives most of the decision on the river. Queen X is already quite rare, as the only offsuit combo calling the 4-bet pre would be ace queen. King Queen suited is only 2 combos, which we block one of, holding the King of Spades. And Ace Queen suited is another 2 combos. However, the solver would even just call more than half of those pre-flop, instead of 3-betting. And of those already discounted Queen X combos, most of them, as well as many aces and most pocket 8s, would already check raise on the flop, which means when the big blind just calls, the amount of hands that beat us goes down in theory. And this process even happens again on the turn, where almost all aces and ace queen suited would check jam. That's why getting to the river, the amount of combos that call and are better hands add up to 3 total combos. And the amount of worse hands calling the jam would add up to 3.9 combos, making it a clearly profitable jam. But, of course, that doesn't mean you win every hand. Your opponent had a combo that would also call down a lot of the time, meaning this was just bad variance. So despite losing more than $200,000 in a single hand, knowing that you made the right play prevents you from going to bed like this, and instead lets you sleep well at night. Whether you want to reach the top, or you simply want to sleep well at night too, your best shot at doing so is to use poker's most powerful weapon, solvers. Solvers can reassure that you weren't actually screwing up a hand, or if you were, redirect your play and let you improve right on the spot, letting you maintain and rebuild the confidence you need to play the best poker you can. For that reason, I'm happy to be able to announce to you Solver Mastery, the course made so that you can use solvers to find out what to do in any spot by focusing on what is actually important when looking at solver results. That way, you'll be able to figure out how to play against good and bad opponents, remove uncertainty during downswings, and improve so much that you'll crush your games and make more money than ever before. For that, I took the knowledge I've gathered over the last 7 years and packed it into 4.5 hours of easy to understand, to the point content as you've been used from this channel. It also comes with a bunch of exclusive bonuses which you can check out at twocardconfidence.com. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And if you want to see another breakdown of an ultra high stakes battle, this video will be exactly for you.